In the early 1990s, Matlock was the king of legal dramas. Andy Griffith was, once again, the most powerful man on television. But in the later seasons, eagle-eyed fans noticed something heartbreaking. A familiar face had returned. Aneta Corsaut, the woman America fell in love with as Helen Crump, was back on screen playing Judge Cynthia Justin. But the vibrant, fiery woman who once stood up to Barney Fife was gone. She looked frail. Her voice, once so full of life, was soft and trembling. She seemed to be holding on to the judge's bench for support. Hollywood tabloids immediately started whispering, why did Andy bring her back after nearly 20 years? Was it a desperate attempt to revive old ratings? Or were the rumors of a secret, decades-long romance finally coming true? Andy kept his mouth shut. The cast kept quiet. But the truth behind that reunion wasn't a scandal. It was a secret that Andy Griffith would carry to his grave. It wasn't about love, and it wasn't about ratings. It was about a promise. To understand the weight of what happened in the 90s, we have to go back to where it all started, 1963, the day Aneta first stepped onto the streets of Mayberry. You have to remember, Andy Griffith was a perfectionist. He was complex, moody, and famously difficult to pair with. He had already gone through 2 potential love interests on the show because the spark just wasn't there. But then came Aneta. From the moment the cameras rolled, the chemistry wasn't just good, it was chaotic, it was electric. They weren't just co-stars, they were partners in crime. Don Knotts often told the story of the Great Prank War. It started when Aneta conspired with the crew to fill Andy's dressing room floor to ceiling with toilet paper. Most stars would have fired her. Andy, he laughed until he cried. And he didn't just laugh, he retaliated. A few weeks later, Aneta opened her hotel room door to find it filled with live ducks that Andy had hired. They were like 2 high school sweethearts. It was the worst-kept secret in Hollywood that Andy, who was married at the time, was head over heels in love with her. He even proposed to her multiple times. Aneta said no. She wanted her independence. They never married, but they formed a bond that was deeper than romance. They became soulmates. If you'd like to support the research we do to uncover deep stories like this one, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Your support means we can continue to bring these untold truths to light. But time is cruel in Hollywood. As the years rolled on, their paths diverged sharply. After the spin-off Mayberry RFD ended, the phone stopped ringing for Aneta. The industry is notoriously harsh on aging actresses. While Andy rose to superstar status again with Matlock, becoming one of the wealthiest men on TV, Aneta found herself forgotten. She never married, she never had children, she was living a quiet, almost reclusive life in Los Angeles. The school teacher from Mayberry was just another name in a Rolodex that no one opened anymore. And then, the shadows fell. In the early 90s, Aneta began to feel sick. First, it was fatigue, then the weight loss. The doctor's diagnosis was a death sentence: cancer. Imagine her situation. She was facing a terrifying terminal illness. She had no studied income. She had no husband to hold her hand. She was facing the end alone, in silence. She was too proud to ask for help. But true friendship has a way of hearing the silence. Word eventually reached Andy Griffith. Sources close to the production say that when Andy heard his old friend was sick, broke, and alone, he didn't just send a get-well-soon card. He didn't just send a check. He picked up the phone and called the network executives. He didn't ask for a favor. He demanded one. He told the writers to create a recurring role immediately. He wanted a judge, and he wanted Aneta Corsaut. When Aneta arrived on the Matlock set, the crew whispered. She was visibly weak. The chemotherapy had taken its toll. Standing for long periods was painful for her, but Andy Griffith became her guardian angel. According to set insiders, Andy made it clear she was to be treated like royalty. He rearranged the entire shooting schedule around her treatments. When she was too weak to stand, he had the script rewritten so she could sit behind the high judge's bench, hiding her frailty from the cameras. He made sure she felt strong. Why did he do it? The network didn't want her. The young audience didn't know her. He did it for one reason: dignity. He knew Aneta. He knew she wouldn't accept charity. She was an actress, and she wanted to work. He gave her health insurance. He gave her a paycheck so she wouldn't lose her home. But most importantly, he gave her a reason to get out of bed in the morning. In her final months, Aneta Corsaut wasn't a cancer patient waiting to die. She was a working actress. She was surrounded by lights, cameras, and her best friend. She was laughing again. She filmed her final episodes while fighting for her life. And just days after her last appearance aired, in 1995, Aneta Corsaut passed away. She was 62 years old. The media wanted a scandalous affair. They wanted headlines about a secret love child or a broken marriage. But what they got was something much rarer in Hollywood: unconditional loyalty. Andy Griffith made sure that the woman who made him laugh in 1963 didn't have to cry alone in 1995. Andy Taylor may have been a fictional hero, but Andy Griffith proved that sometimes the real man is even better than the character he played. What do you think? Would you do the same for an old friend? If this story of loyalty touched your heart, please hit the like button. It helps us share these hidden stories with the world. And don't forget to subscribe for more truths behind the classics. Thank you for watching.